Alright, we're rolling. My name is Micah, and I have my best suit on for this, I guess, display of, how do you put it? I don't know. My name is Micah, and this is in reply to Cattleprod's question, or just like kind of wanting to know more about what I believe, and of course all the viewers on Cattleprod's channel, the interactive process. I really appreciate it a lot, and it has been bizarre to talk to people. It's bizarre to talk to you, Cattleprod, or whatever the hell your name is, where the fuck your name is. I don't mean to be, yeah, but basically it's like surreal in the extreme that it's a new age of like interacting with people. There goes the dog right there. But you know what the thing about dogs is, I'm gonna let it be a dog, because that's just what it's gonna do. It's gonna bark, and that's fine. You know, I don't have a problem with dogs now. I don't, really don't. I used to have a problem with animals, you know, when I was all fucked up on bad stuff. We'll just say that. They had a problem with me. Here's the thing though, an animal or a dog knows every true self of a person. It knows the inner self of every man and woman. That's why people use them for security. The thing is, the security system, the all fancy little gadgety shit, sucks. It's crap. It's nothing in comparison to a dog, because a dog has a primal spirit. The only thing that can know if someone's good or bad, 100% right detection, is a primal spirit. And that's what dogs are. That's what animals are. They know. They already know everything about us. So that's a little bit of like, that's something I believe, is that animals, and dogs especially, like wolves, they kind of know who someone truly is, more so than humans. Yeah, there you go. But anyhow, back to the thing is, like, what do I really believe about spirits and shit, you know? And like, does Satanism have does it have any bearing, like real world bearing? Does it mean anything to me? Yeah, it does mean something to me. But just backing up a little bit, what do I actually believe? Well, I believe in synchronicity. That's what I believe in. And I believe that every belief and every spirit or declared spirit, someone says, oh, the spirit of Jesus or Muhammad, or you know, some shaman from Indian times, it's all real. It's all real. And if it isn't real, it could be real. Now, I'm not saying this to be tolerant. I would like to say that I do nothing out of tolerance. I do nothing out of tolerance. But because it's what I actually believe. I believe there's energies flowing across the earth, flowing up through the ground, through us. But the thing is, it's more of an outer reality meets reality, rather than like something that's physical. There's a spirit of Christ. There's a spirit of, there's even a spirit of Muhammad. There's many different kinds of spirits. Whether one's right or wrong, I don't know. I actually don't. But they are synchronous with individuals that place power on them, I would assume. And I'm not an atheist. I don't believe in the Abrahamic religions because I don't follow them directly. I believe that they have their own power, their own spiritual power. I even believe Jesus was a person and he was a spiritual being with great power and wealth. But I don't follow him. I'm not his child. And whether I am or am not, I don't actually know. I believe in synchronicity. I believe in energies and spirits affecting us. And yes, is there Satanism that is very real in the spiritual realm? Absolutely. And is Christianity real in the spiritual realm? Absolutely. I'm not a Christian though. I have other energies and other gods that I'm associated with and that I choose to follow and choose to harness the energies of. Is one of those Lucifer? If I'm going to be completely honest with myself, not necessarily, but I could be. Because remember, Christians think I'm a Satanist, you know. I don't necessarily think I'm a Satanist, but a lot of Christians do believe that if you don't follow Jesus directly or say, I do not follow Jesus, you're a Satanist because you're doing the work of Satan. Now, that would be the case in an all-exclusive world where there's only Christianity or one religion that's true. Of course that's going to be true. But I think there's multiple energies and multiple spirits of different religions. And they all have their place. They all have their place because they play into synchronicity. You know, you see an event tied to another event in relation to your life, where you are in the world. I don't believe me, but from my account, which is, I'm giving you my testimony right now, I've seen crazy shit. Like, not just like bad shit, but like, you know, just like for an example, I'll be walking down the street and man, some guy will fucking yell at me and say, you're a fucking, like, I don't know. It'll be like, hey Mike, how's it going? I knew your name all along. And it turns out it's like we've only met one time, you know, shit like that. Or like someone, like a lady, a shaman, great shaman, knew my spirit name, and it's not necessarily an Indian thing. It's not an Indian thing. It's just the overall general spiritual name. And she knew because she was reading information from outer reality and entirely intuitive spiritual information. She was not using logic. I am not a logical person. I don't use logic. I use emotion. I use emotional information and spiritual information a lot. And, you know, I'm not talking about bleeding heart liberalism or whatever, like you use your emotions and shit. That's not what I'm talking about. Because if you use your emotions a lot, then you know how to manage them. And honestly, the most thick-skinned people I know are the people who are really emotional people, because they can control their emotions in the right situations. And you're not really gonna get to them. You're not gonna be like, you know, you're a fucking faggot or a fucking bitch or this and that. They're not offended. You know what I mean? They've been there, done that. Even though they're emotional people, they know how to manage their emotions. You know, me, like, you know, as far as all that's concerned, I'm not really gonna get into all that. That's kind of overrated. The whole, you know, LGBTQism. I'm gonna stay away from it. You know, it's overrated. You know, fucking. What we're here to talk about is my beliefs about Satanism and, yeah, like occult stuff. I believe it has significance. And as far as like the pact making, cutting yourself and all that, to me, what I believe about it means nothing, because it's in the physical realm. It's in the physical realm. It frickin', you know, if you aren't tied to it emotionally or spiritually anymore, that has no meaning. You know, it's like a used car salesman. You know, once he gets rid of that frickin' bucket of Bondo and bullshit, doesn't belong to him anymore. You know, it's just out of his hands. You know, it's just like no one cares about it anymore. You know, it's just like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's like a baby. It's like a coat hanger baby. You know, it's like no one cares about it once it's you know, once it's out on the alleyway, you know, It's no one's problem anymore. You know what I mean? Just like the covenants, they don't mean anything. If you aren't emotionally invested, but if you're emotionally invested, you are still signed on to it. And yeah, they can have great significance. Nothing, I believe, nothing what we see physically is actually real. It's not real. We're going to talk about the blue pill and the red pill. If I was offered that, I'd stick a gun in Morpheus's face and say, motherfucker, give me the cash. Give me the cash or I'm going to fill you full of lead or something. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what is that? Like one or the other? You have a choice. Give me the ghost pill. Give me the good white shit you got in the back, you know? Like, I don't want that. I don't want that, the red or blue pill. I don't make that. I like to think, and I like to think Cattleprod and that he's on a whole nother level than the blue and red pill thing, which is really cringy. It's really it's just stupid. It's, you know, and it really is the freaking plot of people higher up to get us distracted about just dumb shit that doesn't even fucking matter. Yeah, so I'm definitely like, yeah, I don't really play that game, you know, like, yeah, I like play dress up and shit, and I'm like wearing dresses and shit, but I don't take myself seriously, you know, and I can take it and I can dish it out, you know, I can take a joke and dish it out. I'm going to show you a picture. That's me right there. That's a young boy, mind you, and there's my other friend. That's a long time ago. We have a fort, we're making a tent. Well, right now I'm making a fort and a tent. You know, it doesn't look the exact same, and it's not nearly as fun, but hopefully it'll be, you know, habitual or habitable, somewhat, you know.